Welcome to the Killing Podcast, Season 3, Episode 3, Headshots. Okay, I am not looking forward.
No. Yeah, what that means may not be the warm, fuzzy headshot of an actor gets. But
I would hope not. I would hope it would be.
Maybe it is.
We're your hosts, Rob Southgate.
You're Rob and I'm Martha Southgate.
There you go.
You want to try that again?
Okay. We're your hosts, Martha Southgate.
And I'm Rob Southgate.
All right.
Okay, we got all the gender confusion
now we at least
out.
know who we are, because, man, I don't know what that
I don't know what that was. Okay,
right.
So we start
Jump in.
out with that, I hate it, the video of Callie.
And she has the ring on her thumb.
Yes. That ring, that MacGuffin that we've seen in the other episodes, there it is.
Yeah.
And they keep talking about fingers and rings, and it's not going to go well for Callie. No. And Holder and Lyndon are watching it with Bullet.
I know. Bullet's sitting there watching her friend.
But you know what? They need her to, because she's going to give insight into Callie and what's going on.
And Bullet's surprised that Callie was doing this.
Right.
And they find out it's at the Queen's Motel.
Right.
And it's the ring that Bullet gave her. So this is recent video.
Yes.
So that's a big deal.
Well, we saw that. We saw when she gave her that ring, because that's the ring she was going to give to Lyric.
But Holder and Lyndon did not know that it was recent video, and Bullet was able to say,
right, that's why
I just gave her this ring a few days ago.
That's why they had to have Bullet watching
big
it.
Deal. That's a big deal.
Yes, we actually were like at the end of the first 48 right now.
Yeah.
So this is, now they know, they have a time frame of when she was in front of this camera.
And Sarah and Holder are going to go raid the Queen's Motel, and he tells Bullet, wait here for me.
Right, because he's caring for her.
I know, I love that.
Yep. She's Little Man.
Aww.
Little Man 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Little dude.
So, little dudette.
So they raid the Queen's Motel.
Right. And of course that owner, that woman, is still completely unhelpful.
She's fantastic.
She is. She's amazing. But she just sits it behind that counter, won't help at all. Okay, police start smashing into the rooms.
Well, no, but Sarah pushes a button that buzzes a room nearby.
Well, it's because, as Holder says, Mama-san is sitting there staring down, and Sarah goes in there to see what she's looking at, and she sees there's this buzzer.
So she pushes it.
And she says,
and
what are you looking at?
Nearby.
Yeah. And it gets into this secure area.
Well, there's a false panel in the wall.
Right.
And they found a bed and a trunk with a shackled teddy bear in it.
Oh!
What the hell is that? Who does that?
I don't know.
Ew.
I just don't know. It's
these people.
These people. Yes. It's so awful.
I don't know how any cop or detective or anything like that sleeps.
Well, that's why, look at Sarah ended up in an institution for this reason. I mean, yeah, you could get a guy like Carl that probably hasn't encountered exactly this.
Well, or he also seems dead. Like
right.
He doesn't have
put it to the side.
He doesn't have a lot of.
But I bet there's a lot of detectives that never encounter something that bad.
A teddy bear
this
shackled.
Is really bad. I'm scarred just from seeing it on a scripted TV show.
That's
Imagine
true.
seeing it in real life.
Yes.
So, okay, we're back to Seward.
Oh no.
The guards are taking Seward back to his cell, and he's got a big bandage over where that A was. And basically, the one guy says, that the reason he did it, now they have nothing to hold over him. He has cut Adrian out of his life. You can't use that to manipulate this guy. He's got nothing to lose now.
Yeah.
So, in a weird way, it makes sense that he did that, but, ugh.
Well, and all I put on this one is his cellmate buddy has a lot to say. Because he's still rambling.
He's
There's
a shark.
not even...
And he's got to let that water go over his gills.
There's no way to even take notes about what he's saying.
No.
Because it's just
endless.
Ramblings.
Yes. It's just endless.
So, they can't confirm that it's Goldie's voice on the tape.
Wait a minute. Who last episode said that?
Well, hang on.
No, hang on.
They didn't ask me. I could confirm.
Oh. Well, I'm still saying we don't know if it's Goldie's voice.
I'm confirming it.
But last episode said we
But they're still holding on.
Okay.
So they didn't find Callie. They were hoping that she was behind that false panel. But they did not find her anywhere in the motel.
Right, but you know what? By getting back there, they can now confirm that those tapes were shot there.
Absolutely.
At that motel.
Mm-hmm. And Holder...
So they have the scene of some crime, for
Holder,
sure.
well, many, but
right.
maybe not the one we need. Holder's interrogating the Queen's Motel madam.
Right.
And she's saying it's her voice on the tape. Please.
Okay, right.
And
why would she do that? Why would she be sacrificing herself?
Don't...
Well, we do know because we're going to find out, but
But at the time,
At the time, it was very weird. I wrote on here, why is she protecting this here? Why? I mean, think about it. This is a huge, huge allegation. She's already in trouble. You're done, lady. You're going in for life if that is your voice on that tape.
Yep.
Why would she do that?
Why indeed?
Why indeed? Well, we are going to find out. The other thing is she has a lot of rings on her hand. They focused on her hands. She had lots of rings on there.
The madam?
Which kind of freaked me out because I was thinking those might be trophies.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be weird. I've never seen anyone wear their trophies.
Yeah, well, yeah. But what if, well, we don't know if those are trophies. I'm not saying that they're her trophies. Because that's clearly not her voice on the tape.
Mm-mm.
So what if whoever is doing this is giving these to her and that's why she feels this loyalty?
I don't know.
It's bizarre.
We've got some questions,
yes.
And we need them answered.
So Sarah
and
wants to
not
talk.
Happening.
Sarah wants to talk to Callie's mom again.
Well, wait.
Did I miss something?
Oh no, you're right.
Okay.
Carl doesn't like her.
Oh, he doesn't like Sarah.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the madam again. I'm like,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Carl despises Sarah.
Yeah.
Why does he hate her so much?
Yeah.
What is his problem?
And he's like throwing his weight around. He's telling Holder, I have more convictions than she'll ever have.
I don't think
she's not on the force. Well, she is again now,
yeah.
But what are you talking about?
But he says she's not seasoned enough. Oh, please.
Well, did you catch what Holder said to him?
Go ahead.
When he said well, she's not seasoned enough and I have more convictions, Holder just goes, yeah, well, you're a lot older. So, yeah, take that, Carl.
Yeah.
So Bullet now.
Holder found her sleeping at the station.
She's sleeping at a station in a hallway,
Mm-hmm.
or at the station in a hallway.
He offers her carrots.
Right.
And she wants chips.
Of course she does.
Oh.
Just like Little Man did.
My gosh. She says to him, you look like a big hairless albino Bugs Bunny.
Oh, he's quite the charmer. Bullet says that she doesn't do drugs also because he kind of, is scoping that out because of course he is. And, I wrote down here, Bullet is very much a young Holder.
Right. And
he is just really seeing himself in her.
She says she went to boarding school.
I don't know.
So she could, we don't know really what her background is, but she's very intelligent.
Right.
And she's...
well, and what, she did say in the last episode that she got money from her daddy. We're thinking sugar daddy, but maybe her parents are wealthy. Maybe this is her rebelling, but she's not rebelling so far that she's not getting a little help from her parents.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Who knows?
But you look like a big hairless albino Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Because he was eating the carrots. That is hysterical.
Yes.
So, Sarah is at Callie's mom's.
Right. And she doesn't care.
This woman is in total denial.
Yeah. She doesn't care at all that Callie's hooking.
She says prostitution is a phase and she'll grow out of it. You mean when she ages out of it?
Yeah, that's not really a phase.
It's not. She's acting like it's a normal thing that kids go through.
Maybe for her it was.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's not a phase.
So Sarah shows her the DVD, and the woman admits that she didn't let her in that night.
Right.
That is
she said Callie came home and knocked, but she didn't let her in.
let her in.
And that she just left.
Mm-hmm. So
at least there's a little sliver of humanity in this woman where she was affected by seeing this.
Yeah.
And she finally comes clean a little bit. Yeah.
Teeny bit. So we finally found out the boyfriend's name. Lyric's boyfriend's name is Twitch.
Oh, I call them actor boys still, but yes, Twitch.
Twitch drove with his probation officer, and this made me so sad. This scene really hurt me.
Okay.
He drove with his probation officer, and he claimed...
Oh, my gosh.
The guy claimed that he failed his drug test, and he made him get in the back seat and pull his pants down. I mean, he just...
Yep.
Is a very, 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 very bad man. And, it really broke my heart, because this is a kid who was trying so hard.
Right, he's trying to get out of this. And the guy and Twitch says to this guy, oh my gosh, I had to write down what he said because it's just terrible. He goes, "I'm not gay." And the probation officer goes, "Yeah, neither am I." But he's still going to do this to this guy. Oh, it's awful.
Awful.
You know what? Once again, this whole world that we're seeing here, I want nothing to do with.
Right.
I don't want anyone I know to be involved in this.
Right.
I don't want to, shut down on it. I just don't want anything to do with it. It seems like it breeds this.
Yep.
It's terrible. Okay,
Horrible.
so, well, you know what? It's interesting. Now that I'm saying that, it's something that we talk about because we do the Orange is the New Black podcast, too. And something that we've been talking about on there is the guards, which is the same thing as the probation officers, same thing as the detectives. The guards are living in the prison. They are prisoners in a lot of ways. They're on the other side of the law.
Mm-hmm. They get to go home at night, but do they
how much
really
of it do you
leave
really
it?
leave?
Yeah.
So same thing here. Mm-hmm. This probation officer has done this long enough that he's become part of the problem in a bad way. I mean, this is going to
destroy this kid's life.
Right.
And he was on his way. He's one of the few that was really trying to do something and was trying to get out of the situation, and it just it hurt so bad.
Okay,
so
enough
Seward,
of that. Yes, Seward
won't let him.
Let's get on to something more happy.
This is quite depressing. Okay. All of this is depressing. But Seward won't let him give him antibiotics.
Right.
He tells Hill that he knows he's guilty because he never stops talking.
No, Hill, there's our talking guy, Hill. Yes. I know you're guilty because you never shut up. Which, you know what? Seward never talks, so that's how maybe we know he's innocent comparatively.
And he says, guilty or innocent. Hill says, guilty or innocent, we're all going to die in here.
Right.
Somebody said that.
Yeah, well, wasn't
Seward or Hill?
No. I think it was the person in the cell next to Seward. Which we know is
Nick Lay,
who was Krychek on X-Files. He's the one that says that, I believe. Okay. So that's the first time we've seen him, and he just kind of has a...
Well, we've seen him, but...
but just kind of in the background. This is the first time he's really talked. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're back at the station, and we now know 7 victims have been ID'd. Yeah. So out of the 17, 7 are now ID'd.
Yes.
It's going to get harder to ID the rest of them because they're in such bad decomposition, but okay. And at least there's some closure for some of these people.
And they have to focus on nailing Marjorie Dips. So now we know the madam's name.
Yes, Marjorie Dips is a great name.
It's a fantastic name. And Sarah saw Holder's girlfriend touch his back after the meeting.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting feels from that? Or?
I am not getting happy feels.
No. Oh.
Nope.
So
she's got to go. She's
got to go.
She seems like a lovely person.
It's not like
she's nice.
It's not like on other shows where the other girl is like, you're just like, oh, what a tool, get rid of him. Like the aggressive kisser, you couldn't stand him.
She seems like a nice person.
She actually seems like she's too good for Holder. To tell you the truth,
she's not, because no one could be good enough for Holder. But except Sarah. But she's very. She seems like a very good person. Okay. She just has to go.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
And Sarah ID'd another victim.
Yes.
Just at that moment.
Right. One other important thing that happened in here is Goldie, we find out, has a juvie record, and it involved rape and a knife. That was all in this scene where we found that out. You mentioned it earlier, but this is the scene where that all comes out. So, yeah. And the way Sarah ID'd the other victim was she was given some screen captures off of those porn tapes. And there were no matches, but Sarah does that thing where she stares. And she's staring at this picture, and she's thinking and processing, and all of a sudden spots a match off that tape. Now, we were looking at it. I didn't think... That was a tough match.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's
she was
good.
Right. Oh, she's got to get.
I thought I was better than Sarah, but apparently...
really not.
She's quite skilled.
Hill and Seward are talking. Gee, what a shocker. Because Hill never stops talking.
Right.
Seward shows him all of his scars. His dad beat him with a baseball bat the day he was sentenced at 16.
Yeah. He calls them tattoos, too. All those scars. Ugh.
Very sad.
This guy has had a pretty brutal life. We were talking about before in that first episode how he's not a good guy, no matter what. But you're starting to get that, like, nature versus nurture. His nurture was definitely bad.
Yeah.
So
and it sounds like his nature wasn't too far behind.
Wasn't too great either. Because
if his dad was that messed up and he's passed it down and now he's being a crappy dad and whatever.
Yeah, but he may not be a killer.
Right.
So
Twitch is off the wagon. It's so sad.
Oh, yeah, after what happened.
I mean,
he goes right to the heroin.
Oh, and
shoots
Bullet
up.
finds him.
Right, and she starts yelling at him. I thought you were off this stuff. And he's not telling her that he just had this, and Bullet's not telling what happened to her with Goldie. This is just all one big basket of awful.
And he runs off, and she goes after him.
Right.
Sarah's meeting with a vice cop to see if he recognizes the voice on the DVD. And he recognizes Tiffany off the video. She found one of the girls and questions her.
Right. It says she's alive.
Yeah.
And she was just picked up last week.
Her, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, very interesting.
And the guy also does give some other information in here. Like,
okay,
he says that the stuff they usually see is a lot more professional. This is super amateurish. He doesn't recognize these films because he's a vice cop. He sees this stuff kind of go through. He's like, this is all kind of foreign. And he refers to it as these are the homegrown type, like completely unprofessional. So, I mean, we're getting... I like this because we're getting a lot of information about this part of the case from this guy.
Yes.
It's great when they bring in an outside source that actually has some really solid information.
So Sarah's meeting with Tiffany.
Right.
Or one of the girls.
Right.
One of the girls on there and questions her.
No, it was Tiffany.
Okay.
That's who she goes to talk to.
Okay, so this blew my mind because she doesn't remember who he was.
Right.
But she says he offered me his fries. It's Joe. I wrote in
Joe,
huge the cab driver.
And she said he was really nice. He offered the fries. What did we talk about in that last episode?
He was nice and he offered Lyric his fries.
Yes.
And or hash browns.
Well, the hash browns she took to the boyfriend.
Right, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Callie was hiding from him.
Right.
And why? And then this one says she said this guy is one of the good ones. But why was Callie hiding from him?
Right. I wrote here at this point, I circled it, and I don't know why, but I wrote, he is not the killer.
He's not the killer, but
they're leading us, just like they did with Goldie, they're leading us to think that maybe he could be. I'm telling you, Joe is not the killer. But Joe is involved.
Joe's guilty,
in something.
Of course.
But Joe is not the killer.
He's doing a lot wrong, but he's not doing that.
And Tiffany even says he's one of the good ones.
Yes, I said that.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't catch you saying that. This whole thing, it just has me off kilter, you know. And the fact that this stuff with Joe, I can't get a grip on it. Like, why is he so nurturing and good? On one hand, to these girls. On the other hand, he's pretty awful.
Yeah. And why was Callie hiding from him?
Right. What is that connection?
So Holder defends Sarah to Carl because Carl just won't freaking stop.
Yeah, he tells Carl to back off.
And he says, you want to put your career in her hands? Okay, right. You know what, Carl? Step off.
Yeah, well, and he's like, she's only been doing this 6 years, and I've been doing it for 23 years. And who cares? Yeah, she also solved that amazing Rosie Larson case that like brought down the political system in your city. Like, she's a big deal.
She's a big player.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Goldie's got a woman in his car.
Yes.
And he pulls up to the crime scene and tells the press he's innocent.
Right. Well, Holder calls it in and they start pursuing him and they chase him to the crime scene. He jumps out. I mean, I thought he was going to kill somebody or whatever. Yeah, press conference. And this is also, this is the first time we hear what the killer's called. The press is calling him, the killer, the Pied Piper.
Oh.
So, yeah, this is the first time we've heard that word. I have a feeling we're going to hear that one a lot. Callie's mom is sitting there watching this whole thing unfold on TV. She gets a call, and...
well, she gets a call from someone who stood her up the night before.
Right.
Which is the night that Callie...
Right. So she was alone when she didn't let Callie in.
And the person asked if
he could see her that night.
her tonight.
Yeah.
So there's... What is that?
Okay. Yeah, this is... But whoever the boyfriend is, because she had said her boyfriend was coming over. This is her boyfriend. Why didn't he show up?
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't you let Callie in? I mean, okay. So Francis and the guard, that one guard, the one with the kid, are talking, and the guard doesn't want to go home. Mm-hmm. Doesn't want to talk to his wife about the prison. Right. I mean, this guy must be a newer guard.
Right.
And he has entered hell. I mean,
he has a baby.
You're dealing with death row inmates, and he doesn't want to bring that negativity into his house. Francis talks him into coming over for a beer. Right. Afterward.
But Francis, before that, they're talking about Seward and Hill, and Francis cannot stand that Seward and Hill are buddies now. And so he wants to do something that's going to break them up. He wants them to...
Right.
He's getting a little concerned about that.
Right. Well, you know what? He shouldn't. They're both on death row.
Right.
But, I guess maybe it's more of a headache for him. This guy, Francis, does like to torture him, too.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's all it is, too. I don't know.
And the other guard, the one that didn't want to go home, he lied and said that Seward took the meds.
Right.
That's not going to go well.
Right.
For him when he gets found out.
Did we miss this, that Twitch and Bullet were walking together?
No, we're about to start that.
Okay. Right, well, they were outside and they were walking together.
She's trying to get him to go back to the hotel to see Lyric, and he's angry.
Yeah, well, what I wrote is Twitch is obviously tweaked. So he was still high and was acting really bizarre. Then, now we're kind of cutting back and forth here because... the stuff happening with the guard with Francis is interspersed with these moments with Twitch and with Bullet.
Yes.
So the guard is over at Francis's house, and it is awkward.
It's awkward, but she's feeding him chili.
Yeah.
The wife. And his wife says that his double shifts are killing their marriage.
Yeah, and the guard looks puzzled, like, okay, there are not double shifts. What's up with that?
Where is he going? So then now I'm questioning. So I put on here, I'm suspecting the guard now.
Right.
Like, what is going on with him? And this woman starts hitting on him?
And could that be why he's so weird with Seward?
Yeah.
Is he somehow involved? Yeah, and then she's hitting on him? It was weird. What is up in this guard's house?
There's something funky going on.
Yeah.
So nothing good going on there.
No.
And I am questioning both of the guards.
Yeah, it's funny. The one that's the new dad, I've got a weird feeling about.
I agree.
Which is weird because...
I put guards. I'm suspecting the guards now because there's something really freaking weird going on.
Something's going on, yeah.
So Twitch is fighting punks and they beat the heck out of them. They go up on these
skateboard, and they're like, skinhead punk skateboarders, and he starts a fight, and they just kick his ass. And... obviously, this is what he was after.
Yeah, he wanted that.
He was trying to abuse himself. Here's a real easy way. Let these guys beat on me.
Right.
And I'm sure he's thinking maybe they'll beat me to death. So this is like a suicide attempt in my estimation.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Oh, okay, let me do this one.
Okay.
So Carl gets a dressing down for Goldie hijacking the investigation.
Right.
Sarah tells Holder that she spoke to the girl from the video, so that Tiffany... But Carl keeps freaking interrupting.
Right.
And Sarah ignores him and tells Holder she wants Holder's help. Carl is not happy. So he tries to tell Sarah what to do, and she looks at him and says, Carl, why are you still here?
Right?
Haven't you ever wondered why you never made sergeant? Because 23 years here and all you've ever been is in the way.
Ouch!
Sarah leaves and Holder comes after her and says, I'm going with you, but I'm driving. So now we finally have Holder and Sarah back together.
Yes.
Holder essentially just said, see ya, Carl. I quit.
Yes.
I quit you, Carl. But it was...
I just can't quit you, Carl.
Just... Wow, and Carl deserved that
He
so
did.
badly.
He needed that smackdown.
But still, he's so pathetic that I still felt bad that he got the smackdown, but he really did deserve it.
Together again, that's all that matters. Finally, we're locked back in. Holder and Lyndon are working together. That's what we needed to have happen.
All right, so take us to Bullet and Twitch.
Okay. Well, Bullet brings Twitch to Lyric, and he's bloody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's beaten really badly. Here we go. Just like when we saw Bullet beaten badly, Twitch is really beaten up. And Lyric starts mothering him.
Mm-hmm. She's nursing him back to health.
Yes. And I felt really bad here because Bullet obviously was very jealous.
Yeah.
But she's not like a jerk about it.
No.
She's like hiding her pain, but she was definitely...
But what she has, though, is a crush.
She has a crush, but
she didn't have a relationship
that's
with Lyric.
That's why it's called a crush.
Right, exactly.
Because
it hurts you so badly. But Bullet really understands that she doesn't have a right to be jealous or do this or that because Lyric and Twitch were already together.
Well, and she was actually helping Twitch.
Yeah, and they were... And Lyric never gave her any indication that she was interested.
Right.
So Bullet leaves after awkward public displays of affection.
Right.
They're
I almost did too.
Yeah, it was. I'm not good with that myself.
Okay, so Sarah is with Tiffany again. And now Tiffany will not tell her anything. Now remember, Tiffany's the one that was telling her about Joe the cabbie and everything. Nothing.
Sarah is in quite the mood in this episode. She is just sticking knives in everybody. Yep. So she says she's trying to get Tiffany's help, and she's not really cooperating. And so Sarah says to her, "It's too bad that you grew up and got old and pregnant. What would he think of you now?"
Yeah. And Holder pushes on this too. Like he's Sarah's doing this, but Holder is pushing along on
Holder's
this thing.
saying, that what that guy took from you was not right.
Right.
So he's going more from the angle of you were a child.
Right, and Sarah's playing bad cop.
And Sarah's just going...
I don't know if she's playing bad cop. I think she is
Sarah's
bad cop right here.
Just, in this episode, my gosh, she's just on
she's
fire.
She's not a bad cop. She's the bad cop.
Yes, exactly.
So, Hill is still talking to Seward.
Oh my gosh. He's giving him advice on how to get his mind off things. Oh my gosh, shut up. That's how.
And the guards bring Seward his medication, and Seward spits it right out.
At Francis.
Right. And they beat Hill.
Yeah, they torture him because Seward wouldn't take his pills.
Until Seward takes his pills.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they're going to do it. But then, hitting Seward, it doesn't do him any good. Hitting Hill, they now realize, instead of, like, before Francis didn't want them talking, now he's realized this gives him a bargaining chip.
Yep.
This gives him something to work with.
So Seward takes it, and Hill says, I could have taken more.
Yeah.
Like, you could, and he says, you let them win. And Seward says, they won a long time ago.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And they did, because he's in there wrongfully. I mean, was he a bad guy? Did he do bad things in his life? Yes, but did he murder that woman? Is he in for the right reason?
Right. Should he be on death row?
Right.
My guess is no.
I'm thinking not. So Holder and Sarah are at the station, and she asks about Holder's girlfriend. He asks if she's jealous.
Yep.
So they got a match with Joe Mills, the cab driver.
Yep.
So who called it?
And Mills was picked up the night before. Tiffany ID'd Joe. Yeah, you called it for sure.
Who called it?
You called it.
And they didn't want to listen to me.
So there we go. That's now okay. Tiffany ID's Joe. We know Joe's doing this stuff. We know that Joe is involved in this videotaping thing. Did he see Callie knocking on the mom's door and swoop in at that point?
I have no idea.
I mean, what that's where this part of the story needs to be explained.
Callie's mom... Okay, so we're waiting to see who Callie's mom's boyfriend is?
Yes.
Hell, it's Joe. I about fell off the couch.
Oh, right.
I did not see that coming at all.
Right. So once again...
That's why Callie...
Was he there...
Right.
And saw Callie and took her, and that's why he called and said he wasn't going to join her.
But that's why Callie was hiding from him.
Yeah, because it's her mom's
boyfriend, and she hates him because, and it's the boyfriend that Callie hates. Callie talks about it in the beginning, the first episode, but
right.
But it's because he's, she's dumping Callie for him, you know, like. But I died.
Oh.
I did not seriously see that coming for anything, that was going to be Joe Mills walking in her door.
Nope.
So was Callie, did he walk up to go to Callie's mom's that night, see Callie at the door, and convince her to go? Or just kidnap her. Or
was that all... Maybe she ran into him, not even at the door, but like... The mom doesn't let her in. She goes back out. She sees the cab. That's when he gets her.
I don't know.
Like, hey, I'll take you. I'll get you some food or whatever.
No, she hates him. She was avoiding him.
Yeah, but if things were bad enough, she might have gotten in his cab. Yeah. And that's when that went on.
We don't know.
I don't know. I think we're going to find out, but we may not really find out all those details.
I can't imagine that she would have willingly gone with him based on her behavior.
But she was willingly in that room, I think. She was not being forced and held down in that room. She wasn't crying in that video.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that she did willingly because she reached that point where she had to. That's what I'm thinking.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's end it.
We got to watch the next one.
We do. I'm dying. Okay, so you can find past episodes of this show, The Killing Podcast, and all of our other podcasts at our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Find us on Twitter, The Killing Pod, or at The Killing Pod. You can find me at R. Southgate. You can find Martha. She tweets from at SMG Pods. You can find us on Tumblr. Just look up Southgate Media Group, and we have all sorts of pictures and GIFs and things that we post there about The Killing and about all of our other shows. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and Podbean and Zune and BlackBerry and, man, basically any place you find your podcast, you should be able to find us. If you can't, let us know. Send us an email at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. Let us know, and we will get on that directory. Please rate us and review us. It helps us out. It helps other people find our show as well. And we really urge you to do that. The more steam we can get behind this thing, once the 4th season hits, maybe if there's enough interest, it's something that we can use as a bargaining chip to say, hey, look at the interest level. Season 5, maybe? Be pretty cool. So we'd love to be a part of that and to have some type of impact. So please do that for us and do it for the other fans of The Killing. That is it. For The Killing Podcast, I'm Rob Southgate.
And I'm Martha Southgate.
Maybe next time we're going to find out what actually happened.
What did Joe do to Callie?
With Callie, yeah. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.